So basically what's happened is that you have a group of critics that have hijacked the rating system, co-opted it, added their own criteria. Let's see here. Where's the rest of this? Oh yeah. Black Myth Wukong not nominated for Game of the Year. False. Actually, Game of the Year category has not started yet. Alright, let's look into this. Games Radar. Voting is live. Okay. So, if voting is live, I'm going to start voting right here. I'll do it myself. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Okay, just, oh my fucking god. I can't even open this up without getting spammed. Wow, it's just so awful. Okay, can I find a clip? It's just terrible. Like, how does this happen? It's so bad. You clicked play? Yeah, but there's other ads popping up. There's other ads here. Like, okay. I can't full screen it. Jesus. How the Okay, is this the voting right here? Okay, so we're just gonna go through. I understand it now. So this is it's embedded here. Okay, let's see. Best multiplayer game, best visual design, best indie game. Let's see if we have PC Game of the Year. Okay, so it's not on PC Game of the Year. Console Game of the Year. It's not on Console Game of the Year. Best Early Access Game. Well, it wasn't Early Access, so that wouldn't be it. Best Gaming Hardware, Best Game Trailer, Most Wanted Game. Okay, so there is no... It's not nominated for Game of the Year because it doesn't even mention that. This is just made up. Like, they just made up getting mad about this. I just saw it. What? Best storytelling. Best multiplayer game? Best visual design? Yeah, it's on best visual design for sure. That's not what... Fuck. This is just so bad. There's no... It doesn't say Game of the Year. It doesn't say it. There's Best Game Expansion, Best Audio Design, Best Soundtrack, Best Lead Performer, Best Supporting Performer, PC Game of the Year, Console Game of the Year, Best Early Access Game, Best Gaming Hardware, Best Game Trailer, Most Wanted Game. There is never a point where they say Game of the Year. However, However, let's talk about this too. They do have Best PC Game of the Year and Best Console Game of the Year. Let's see if it's in either one of those. So, it is not under Best PC Game of the Year. It was not on it was on console and PC, right? But if you look at Console Game of the Year, Dragon's Dogma 2 was on console and PC. Helldivers 2 was on console and PC. I don't know about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Legend of Zelda was only on console and PC. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown was also on console and PC. Rebirth is PS5 only, that's the point. Here's what I'm saying. In no universe does Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown deserve to be on this list more than Black Myth Wukong. Nobody thinks that. It's obviously rigged. It is obviously rigged. And if it was only a PC game, or it was only a console game, then Prince of Persia wouldn't be on there because you can play it on PC. So, if the logic is that this is only games for consoles, 1, 2, 3 of the games, half of the games, because there's 6 games total here, are available on PC as well as console. You see what I'm saying? It's fucking insane. Yes, it is. The same thing happens with Hogwarts Legacy at the Game Awards. It got memory hold because of journalist agenda. All award shows are bullshit, man. You can't give it a second thought. Meaningless to us gamers, really. I don't think that it's meaningless. I think it definitely matters. It absolutely matters. If they're putting something out there and they're deliberately designing it in a way that's biased, I care about this. It's ridiculous. It's outrageous. It's obnoxious. It's so obnoxious to see this. And also, what about Stellar Blade? What do you think was more popular? This shitty Prince of Persia game that nobody played, or Stellar Blade? Or Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom? Didn't this game come out like 2 days ago? And it's already being counted as Game of the Year? It's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. And Stellar Blade was a PS5 only game. The same with the QD Awards, just giving it to friends and always has been. I don't know about that. I mean, that's like a whole streamer award. Like, if people don't like the streamer awards, that, I mean, I didn't do that. But I'm saying with this, it's fucking annoying, man. What's the bullshit site? Yeah. It's in my Game of the Year. So, this is a situation where it is technically, like, this headline is technically untrue, but it is functionally true. And what I mean by that is they don't have a Game of the Year category, but they have 2 categories for Game of the Year. One is for PC games, and one of them is for console games. And the console Game of the Year, has games that are also on PC. So, because Black Myth Wukong is also on console and PC, it would technically qualify if that's the criteria that you need to be under the console Game of the Year. It is very obvious that it was snubbed. It is. It's completely fucking obvious. And they did the same thing to Stellar Blade. He can be on both? Yeah, but it was on neither. It wasn't on either one of them. And if it wasn't on either one of them, I think there's a reason for that. This happens every year to certain games. Who cares? Let me go ahead. Let me... So what do you think the... why do you think they didn't include it? Why do you think they didn't include it? Like, what's your understanding of this? I don't understand why they hate both games, because they go against, like, the game, they didn't like the game and it didn't review well. Neither did Stellar Blade. Well, it did review extremely well. Like, if I look at, like, Metacritic, Wukong, it has an 8.3. It interviewed extremely well. What are we talking about? Who thinks this? 81 for games is not good, to be honest. An 81 for a game is not good. So, yeah, I'll look at Stellar Blade too. Has a user score of 92. So if people rated the game as a 92, then why isn't it on the list? Especially because it's a list for console games. Look at Prince of Persia. Yeah, I can look at Prince of Persia as well. This is 8.5. Bro thinks 92 isn't either? Yeah, lower than Stellar Blade. Game of the Year is normally about most well-reviewed critically, to be honest. Well, isn't that the problem then? That's the problem. The problem is that the people and the criteria that are used for its fan go, well, basically, so that's true and it's not true. So here's what happens. They pick the games that you can vote for, but you're able to vote for what you want. But that means they can take certain games off the list if they don't want people to vote for them. It's not supposed to be a popularity contest. I hate these fan-reviewed votes, to be honest. Well, why do you hate the fan-reviewed votes? Why? It's absolutely a popularity contest. Yeah, like, how would you grade a game? Like, it's weird. I don't understand this. Show Steam reviews? Well, a lot of games, like Prince of Persia Lost Crown, isn't on Steam. It literally asks the public to vote. Obviously a popularity contest. Actually, wait a minute. That's actually such a great argument. Yeah, you're completely right. If it's not a popularity contest, then why are they asking people to vote on it? Yeah, good one. What's supposed to review it? The government? Yeah, exactly. With this logic, you could review bot yourself and votes don't matter. I think sales worth more than a review or a vote. I think it is too. How about a comprehensive 0.1 to 10 system with all aspects that makes a good game checklist? Well, what I'm saying is that it was very obvious that in the reviews to games like Stellar Blade and also to Black Myth Wukong, both of these games were reviewed and their score for this game was lowered because of things that were important to journalists, whether it was the way that this character was sexualized or the fact that Black Myth Wukong had, like, accusations of, you know, like, sexism at their workplace. So basically what's happened is that you have a group of critics that have hijacked the rating system, co-opted it, added their own criteria that doesn't represent what the public cares about, and then use that criteria to grade games, and then based off of that criteria, put certain games in categories that elevates them for different winning, for like different awards. Like, if you can't see how this happens, I don't know what to tell you. Look up Dragon's Crown, please. Is that the same issue as those games? Hate it because of fat tits. I don't know about Dragon's Crown. I didn't see that. So here's my point, right? Is that I think that, again, a lot of people go and they talk about this stuff, and at a certain point, they have to resort to the argument of who cares, because being, like, the only way that they can make an argument for this is by saying what you're saying doesn't matter, because by any definition and any evaluation, you would easily see that what they're doing is wrong. So the only way that they can defend it is by saying it doesn't matter. Which, by the way, is not saying that they're right. It's saying that it doesn't matter. User score isn't objective either. The Last of Us 2 got tons of zeros in the first hour of the game came out. Well, how is the user score not a zero? Like, so when you say that it's not objective, like, what do you mean by that? The Lost Crown is on Steam now? Oh, is it really? I didn't know that. Let me see. Yeah, it is. Game of the year, by the way. Uh-huh. What a game. Wow. Good one. Yep. So there we go. That's the market speaking. Exactly. And I find it to be very problematic and annoying that you have people that are trying to co-op scores like this and then say things like, yeah, false, actual Game of the Year category is not started yet. They had 2 other Game of the Year categories. You think that basically they have a 3rd category that they haven't started? I don't know. Maybe that's the case. But I feel like it probably should have been listed in one or the other. They haven't even announced the Game of the Year nominees. Starts for Edit 4. Yeah. Voting for every award except Game of the Year is already underway. Black with Yukon nominee. Game of the Year voting starts on the 4th. It's hard to say. I guess we'll have to know then, and we'll see what happens then. They do have a 3rd category. It's on the page. I'd have to see it. They literally explain Ultimate Game of the Year starts in November. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. And I'm curious to see if any of the games that get nominated for that are also not nominated in other categories. There's no such thing as an objective review. I think that's definitely true, but I think the problem is that when you want to use critic reviews that override user reviews, I think that's ridiculous. Most likely will not be nominated for that either. Yeah, and also I'm sure that games that were nominated for Best Console Game or PC Game of the Year will probably also be on that list too. So, yeah, I couldn't really see that or imagine that happening. People are easily influenced into liking or hating a game? Yeah, I think so too.